Good morning. Welcome to Life Point Alliance Church. We are so happy you're joining us today. It is a great Sunday. It is almost spring. We are just happy to be in God's house today, and we are on location again this week. As you can see, we are in a little bit of a different area today because it is an exciting Sunday. We've had missions conference all week. We've got to listen to missionaries talk, and they were fantastic. It was incredible getting to listen to the way that God is working and God is moving in other countries, and just in general, seeing what God is doing around the world. It's always a fun week. I know I was out here a couple times this week. I know it was a really great time. But ultimately, like I said, we are here in a little bit of a different location because on top of the fact that it was missions conference all week, this Sunday is the opening of the Coffee Cafe again. So exciting Sunday. So I am here with JR. So we're going to talk about the Coffee Cafe. We're going to reintroduce it to everyone because I know a lot of people potentially maybe weren't around whenever it was here open a couple years ago. So I'm going to start out with, can you introduce yourself, and then can you maybe introduce some of your workers or some of the people that are helping you
Glad to. JR, Harold Jensen, I go by JR, and these are my granddaughters actually, Alex to the left and Aleti to the right. They're helping me bring back our coffee bar. So yes.
So
Corey's also here, but she's downstairs looking for the coffee urns.
So then do any of them have experience? Have any of them worked in a coffee shop or behind the coffee cafe before?
Not really here, but at home I'm an amateur barista and I have my own machine, so they have learned at home. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay, and then so what is our goal of the Coffee Cafe?
Mainly, I want to bring back the Coffee Cafe back the way it was and possibly impact it a little bit more. We had a great Coffee Cafe. You were talking about how you, as a kid, you remember it starting out. So it's been 14, 15 years. And I also want to use it to help and support other missions in the church. Like right now, we've got permission to have 15-year-olds from the Impact in the Coffee Cafe, which is good. But I also can see it for, like, we just had the shoulder-to-shoulder breakfasts recently, having this open for that, or the marriage encounter weekend, and I think this is a great outreach myself, and I've suggested to people just like, hey, come have a cup of coffee at our church. We got a real espresso bar, and that's the goal, to bring it back.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I know it's great conversations always happen here, and I know as people stand in line, you end up talking to maybe some people that you wouldn't talk to over on the other side, which is really great. So, okay, when is the Coffee Cafe going to be open?
Right now, this weekend and probably next weekend, we're doing what I'm calling a soft opening. I'm planning on still having the Keurigs in place, available. We're going to do teas and hot stuff. We are open now. But, bear with us as we go through the process of learning what we need to do. I did work with Bruce, who ran the previous Coffee Cafe. It was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That shocked me.
Been a while.
Yeah. You don't see the behind-the-scenes work, but so far the elders have supported this. We've had 4 days of effort with the repair just on the beast alone, what I call it, and that's a blast. And it's getting there. So we are close to fully what I consider operationally capable. For those in the military, we're looking at 3 more weeks to be fully ready.
Okay, and you are open, so it's between the 8 o'clock service and the 9:30 service, and then between the 9:30 service and the 11 o'clock service. Is that the plan?
Correct, and we'll be closed during services. Coffee brewers, the carafes will be out here if you want something, but there's not going to be anybody behind the bar during service.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then what type of drinks are you going to be offering? Is it going to be similar to before, or are we having hot tea? Are we having hot coffee? I know you kind of set into that a little bit.
We are going to have cappuccinos and lattes. We are also going to have, those will be hot and cold. We're going to have regular coffee, decaf coffee. We are going to have hot chocolates. Freshly made with the syrups. I plan to expand in the future. I'm looking at adding Italian sodas and whatever might be suggested out there. So we're going to expand it.
And then I know that I had a question that came up this week from someone. Is there going to be different types of milks offered? I know that was an interesting question.
Before we only had regular milk. I'm lactose intolerant, so I suffered every time I had it, but I love the coffees. We now have oat milk and almond milk. So that's one of the things we're bringing in. Yes.
And then how much does a drink cost?
They're donation.
Perfect. Just like before. It's just donations. So
no tips.
Come over here and
we don't take tips, and it's all donations. There will be jars and little things here for that.
And if someone wanted to work in the coffee area, how old do they need to be, and can anyone come over? So what are we looking for here?
15 years old on up officially, but if you want to come back and learn what we're doing, we're willing to share. So 15 years to 102, say.
Yep, and you've already mentioned no experience is necessary.
None at all.
And then one last thing is that we always put a question out on our Life Point page each week, and this week it was, what is the sign of spring? So real quick, what is your favorite sign of spring?
The birds, like the robin I just saw fly by the window.
Yep, so I know that was a common answer that we got. So we're going to head into the service now. We're really excited that you're joining us. Come on over, come say hi, enjoy a cup of coffee this morning. It's a great Sunday to be in God's house. Thanks for joining us.
God bless.